Location, location, location. That's the mantra for most business owners, but one tri-state restaurant continues to thrive, even though the location has since left them. The House of Como is the subject of this latest installment of Tri-State Treasures.
People can always count on Christmas in Santa Claus, Indiana. And each December, it's Ritzy's Fantasy of Lights that illuminates Garvin Park. But for a unique dining experience and the traditions of Christmas year-round, folks head to the House of Como. Situated in a less than ideal location and often overlooked on the far south side of Evansville, the House of Como offers history and authentic Lebanese fare with Santa's spirit felt all year. Restaurant enthusiast Brian Buxton says after nearly 50 years, the restaurant has become an institution.
It's just one of those restaurants where people say, oh, location is the most important thing, and this is one that kind of defies that. But when Como sort of began, this was a huge, important area in Evansville.
With an affluent population downtown, a major traffic artery outside with Old Highway 41, and the growth of retail outlets nearby, House of Como has seen brisk business since opening in 1969. Buxton credits the restaurant's year-round Christmas theme George Hagee.
He loved Christmas. George was into horses, which you can see in the whole restaurant. His family loved Christmas, his kids loved Christmas, and he did. And they decorated and just decided to leave it. And it just gives it a charm and an ambiance, and it's just something so different from any place else in town.
Those decorations Hagee put up would eventually come down when a fire tore through the restaurant in 2011. Buxton says changes to the interior were the least of their worries, as management had to navigate through a mountain of paperwork in hopes of opening the following year.
They had to update the bathrooms, the electrical, the plumbing, and this place was stripped. The walls were completely stripped. I mean, everything was gone. It was to the studs.
When they finally did reopen over a year later, nothing was lost from the previous restaurant. In fact, nothing was gained either, as the square footage of the building stayed the same, preserving a uniqueness that the restaurant earned over the past 5 decades. Buxton says the same thing cannot be said about other nearby businesses, shuttered or relocated during that same time.
It's sort of just out by itself, but this whole area now is sort of abandoned, and it's industrial, and there's a steel recycling plant right across the parking lot, and all of the businesses that used to be around here, except the auto auction, all the retail businesses that used to be here, they're all gone.
Even the flea market closed.
Yeah, even the flea market closed. Restaurants have this idea that they don't ever want to turn anybody away, and that's really the opposite. If you're so busy and you're so popular that people can't get in, then they wonder, what am I missing?
So if you find yourself missing Santa this summer, just know that Old St. Nick is still outside the House of Como, standing guard of this tri-state treasure. Tommy Mason, 44 News.